Welcome to Total Retail Talks, your podcast channel for retail knowledge.
Hello and welcome to this bonus episode of Total Retail Talks. I'm Kristina Stidham and I'm joined by Joe Keenan. Total Retail, in conjunction with SPS Commerce, recently produced a new report titled Automated Order Replenishment Drives High-Level BOPIS Execution and Customer Satisfaction. So, Joe, can you tell us what this report addresses?
Yeah, thanks, Kristina. So the report examines the growing consumer and retail adoption of buy online, pick up in store programs, which really has seen an acceleration during the COVID-19 pandemic. And specifically, it addresses how retailers can automate the order replenishment process with their suppliers, leading to improved BOPIS shopping experiences for customers.
So what are some of the ways that retailers can use automation to optimize their BOPIS and curbside pickup programs?
Yeah, it's a really good question, Kristina. So to address the challenge of balancing their inventory and gaining visibility into that inventory, which is really a requirement for effective and efficient BOPIS and curbside pickup programs, retailers are increasingly automating order and delivery flows with their product suppliers through the use of EDI, or the electronic interchange of business information using a standardized format. So for example, retailers are automating on-hand and on-order inventory from suppliers, as well as the sending and receiving of purchase orders, often referred to as POs, acknowledging the receipt of POs, making and/or viewing changes to those POs, receiving advanced shipping notices, or ASNs, of pending deliveries, among other tasks associated with managing their supplier relationships. This in-depth level of insight into the supply chain, such as which POs will be fulfilled completely as well as on time, when orders will be shipped, how orders are packed, that type of information offers retailers greater control of their inventory receiving, put away, and pick, pack, and ship processes. And ultimately, that leads to fewer stockouts and overstocks, better customer experiences, increased sales, and in the long run, greater customer loyalty.
And what are the benefits that retailers can realize by automating the flow of information between themselves and their suppliers?
Yeah, there are multiple benefits of using that automation technology to kind of automate the flow of inventory information, and they include the following. It's faster inventory turns, which improve business cash flow and decrease the need for excess safety stock, which obviously there's a cost involved in storing that stock. Increased DC and warehouse storage efficiency, more proactive planning and expedited ordering to meet consumer demand, reduced receiving bottlenecks, resulting in optimized staffing levels. This is particularly true for your warehouses, real-time inventory updates for your e-commerce sites, and then lastly, accurate and in-depth product content, which improves the online shopping experience, which in turn should lead to increased conversion rates.
Yeah, this sounds like it can really make a big difference for many retailers. So what are some tips to help them improve BOPIS and curbside execution through the use of automation?
Yeah, so the report offers 6 tips here, but for this episode, I'm just really going to go into 2 of those. The first is to continually evaluate the performance of your suppliers and ensure their compliance. For example, are your suppliers providing you information on whether your POs will be fulfilled on time and in full? Require that your suppliers send updated order information via order acknowledgements in response to the initial order, as well as any order updates as things change. The same principle applies to your advanced shipment notices, or ASNs, from your suppliers. Retailers really need this information to prepare for the arrival of a shipment, including knowing when the order will ship, how it was packed, what was packed, and then most importantly, what's not being delivered. Without vendor compliance in these 2 areas, retailers often overcompensate by ordering excess safety stock to mitigate risk. And that, as I mentioned earlier, leads to cost in terms of storing that inventory, or loss of margin if you have to sell that inventory at a clearance. The second tip that I will call out is that you want to be sharing sales and inventory data with your suppliers. The information exchange that we've talked about really should be a 2-way street, not just suppliers sending information to retailers, but also retailers sending sales and inventory data back to their suppliers. So just as suppliers should be continually communicating with their retail clients, the same is true for retailers. Sharing sales and inventory data with suppliers can help improve a retailer's inventory position. Let's take a look at an example of this. The information allows suppliers to make informed recommendations for future purchase orders, as well as helps them to identify optimal order replenishment levels to minimize stockouts. The benefits of automated information flow between suppliers and retailers includes the ability to identify and thus help prevent stockouts, the opportunity to reallocate stock to DCs and stores where it's in greatest demand, the ability to minimize overstocks and those markdowns that are associated with them, and then lastly, to capitalize on new sales distribution channels such as BOPIS and curbside pickup, which really, as we noted, have seen greater continued consumer adoption during the pandemic.
Adoption of automation can really help retailers improve their BOPIS and curbside pickup channels. For more data, insights, and tips on this topic, access the complimentary report. Automated order replenishment drives high-level BOPIS execution and customer satisfaction. You can download the report today at mytotalretail.com/resources.
Thanks for listening. For more information on this podcast, please check out our podcast channel page at mytotalretail.com/podcast for show notes. Total Retail Talks is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify. Make sure to subscribe on our podcast channel page as well. If you've enjoyed this episode, please take a few moments to rate and review this podcast. Thanks, and until next time, this has been Total Retail Talks.